I found myself saying the word metta, 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 sort of the emphasis on the ta. Ah, is probably one of the first first sounds we make as we come into this world, and perhaps one of the last sounds as we leave. Sadly, Thich Nhat Hanh died last weekend. And he was a man who embodied the Brahma Viharas. He lived metta. About 20 years ago, a friend and I were driving. We decided to go to Blue Cliff Monastery, which is a Buddhist monastery in New York. We were going to just have some lunch and then take a walk, listen to a Dharma talk. We got there. There were so many cars. We went, oh, wow, what's going on here? Well, Thich Nhat Hanh was doing the Dharma talk. And I'm going to tell you, I don't remember one word of his talk, not one. What I remember was his smile, his eyes, his presence. We talk a lot about the holding environment. We were held in his presence. We went on a meditation walk outside, and it was very casual. It was groups of 2s and 3s and 4s, and there was mostly quiet, but laughter every now and then, laughter, and children were coming in and out all around him. And I thought, oh, like butterflies. Thich Nhat Hanh taught there is no way to peace. The way is peace. Metta is often likened to the rain that penetrates the heart, relaxing the defense mechanisms that can arise when there is fear and ill will. It's a beautiful image, that image of soft rain soaking a needy soil. Our hearts need. The inmost cause of suffering diagnosed by Buddha, the illusion of a reified, fixed, unchanging self, and all the deluded reactions and dances of attachment and aversion that constellate around trying to hold on to it. Thich Nhat Hanh was adamant in his teaching about the illusion of self and others. We are the other. The other is we. Mindful awareness, sati, or metta, and metta, and metta, allow us to see this invitation to slow down. They allow us to see this. They invite us to be open to a broader and deeper view of personhood. And when we slow down, we really begin to take a closer look at the mechanisms that are operating, the mechanisms of attachment and aversion, and all of the strategies and defenses, anxieties, wobbliness come that comes from the effort of holding on to some fixed state. Oh, like poor Linus in Charlie Brown, he would not let go of that blanket. He wanted to hold on. We want to feel safe. We want to feel secure and certain. Of course we do. One of the consequences of holding on is how tight and small our worlds become. We feel the limitation in this. We feel the absence of freedom and a diminishment of potential. This is expensive, isn't it? And we do it. We mistake our habituated, reified stories of who we think we are with who we really are. And we do this to ourselves and we do this to each other, right? Susan often teaches, as to myself, so to the world. As to the world, so to myself. I want to share with you a personal story in which I feel a profound sense of gratitude for Metta practice, for equanimity practice, and for mindfulness practice. I was driving my 16-year-old daughter somewhere. And out of nowhere, she said, "Oh, wow." I said, "What?" Thinking maybe she thought of something or she saw something that was interesting. And she did, and she was. Long pause. She said, "I just realized how much I hate you." And in that moment, I felt stunned and jolted. And I wanted to jam on the brakes. I wanted to veer over to the side of the road. And I know that we did not get to this moment because of loving kindness and equanimity. But nevertheless, here we are. I keep driving. I am quiet. And it hurts inside. It really hurts. It felt like a lot of quiet moments. Do no harm. Don't put another log on the fire here. Breathe. Breathe. More moments. And I said, there were many times I felt this with my mother, but I never knew how to talk about it with her. I'm glad that we can. More silence. Keep driving. "Mom," she said. I said, "Yeah, honey." More silence. "I really love you." "I really love you too." We kept driving. Yeah, not the end of the story for sure, but an intense few moments And maybe some of you, maybe many of you can connect to some part of this story, right? Martin Buber was an Austrian Jewish and Israeli philosopher, and he said, a moment of loving connection can interrupt that mode of I-it perception and shift us to the perception of I-thou. The hate softened and the suffering behind it relaxed a little. Mindfulness and metta encourage us to slow down, invite us to pause, and invite us to not so quickly buy into the judgments. We judge quickly through all of our sense gates. I like this, I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that, all the time. We need to slow down. And we want to live from an open heart, and we want to help our hearts to love more strongly. And as our practice deepens, as karuna and metta is cultivated, they penetrate the mind's construct of separateness. And we begin to sense others as fundamentally more like us. The facades begin to slowly dissolve. And we move closer to the world.